All right, welcome. Today we're going to do something kind of cool. We're taking one of the most common words you can think of and putting it under the microscope. Why? Because you'll be amazed at what it can teach us about clear communication. Let's get right into it.
So, what does the word body really mean? I know. You think you've got this one. It's easy, right? But what if I told you that inside this one simple word, there are entire worlds of meaning? We're talking everything from the personal to the political, all the way up to, well, the entire solar system.
Yep, there it is. Body. 4 little letters, 1 syllable. Seems so simple. But today we're going to unpack just how complex it is, and we're going to do it with the help of an incredibly clear source.
Okay, so let's start with the obvious, the physical stuff. When you hear the word body, your mind probably jumps to the things we can actually see and touch. So here's the first definition, the classic one, right? It's just the main part of a person, or an animal, or even a thing. You know, the physical structure, the main chunk of it. This is pretty much the first definition we all learn as kids.
And this example sentence just nails it. You can almost feel this, can't you? His arm was broken, but his body hurt all over. See how it separates the whole from the part? It's super simple, totally relatable, and you get it instantly. But this is where it starts to get interesting, because the meaning can change a lot.
Okay, here's the second definition. And wow, the tone just completely shifts. It's the same word, but now it means a dead person or animal. It's the physical form after life is gone. And notice how our source even gives us the synonym corpse, just to make it absolutely clear.
And yeah, this example is pretty stark, really powerful. It just goes to show you context is everything. The word itself didn't change, but its whole meaning, the emotional weight behind it, totally different. So we've gone from a living person to a dead one. Where else can this one little word go?
All right, let's keep going. We're about to leave the individual behind and really scale things up. We're getting into the more abstract ideas, how body can mean groups and masses and all sorts of other things.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, I think. How do we take a word for one single person and use it for a whole group of people? But we do it all the time. A body can be an organization, a team, a committee, you name it. Here's a perfect example of that. The Senate is an important legislative body. Of course, the Senate isn't one guy, right? It's a whole group of people working together with a single purpose, a body of government. It just shows you how flexible this word really is.
So we can take that idea of a group and stretch it even further. This time, it's not really an organized group of people, but just a whole lot of something, all together in one spot.
And I bet you've heard this one a million times. A body of water. Lake Michigan is a great example. It's just a massive amount of water all collected in one place. Think about that for a second. We've gone from a person to a group of politicians to a giant lake, all with the same 4-letter word. And believe it or not, we're still not done.
Okay, now let's scale it up one last time, all the way to the world of science. In physics, a body is just a thing. Anything, really, that moves together as one unit. It's a really simple but super precise definition.
And there you have it. The moon is a body in orbit.
So we've gone from a human body all the way to a heavenly body. It's honestly kind of mind-blowing how much territory this one simple word covers.
Okay, let's just take a breath and look at this. One word, 5 totally different meanings. A person's form, a corpse, a group, a huge mass of water, a celestial object. So, here's the big question. How is it possible that one single dictionary entry can explain all of that so perfectly without any confusion at all?
Well, the secret isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a method, a really smart, deliberate way of communicating that's designed to be as clear as possible.
And here it is. The reason everything we just looked at was so incredibly easy to understand is something called the simple English method. It's an entire approach built from the ground up to make information accessible to literally everyone. So let's actually break down what makes it work. Think about what we just saw. First, they use common, everyday words, no fancy jargon. Second, they give you a super simple example for every single definition. And third, they organize it all logically, right? We went from the easy physical stuff to the more abstract ideas. That structure, that's the secret sauce right there.
So why are we talking about all this? What's the big deal?
Well, because this is about way more than just one word in a dictionary. It's about a whole way of thinking about communication that honestly we can all learn a ton from.
And get this, it's not random. The word body is actually one of about 1,000 core words that form the foundation of this whole simple English idea. That tells you just how focused and intentional this whole thing is. It's all about building a really powerful way to communicate from a simple, solid foundation.
So what's the big takeaway for you and me? Well, first, being clear is a choice. It doesn't just happen. Second, simple language is incredibly powerful. It's not about dumbing things down. It's about being smart enough to be understood. And finally, if you structure your ideas logically, you can explain almost anything to anyone.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? We just found a whole universe hiding inside the word body. It really makes you wonder, what other simple, everyday words that you use all the time are hiding their own complex worlds, just waiting for you to take a closer look?